When your car reaches the end of its journey, its fate is clear. The local scrapyard awaits. But what happens when a $300 million cruise ship, once home to thousands of passengers, reaches its final chapter? The answer lies in the shadowlands of global industry, shipbreaking yards where ocean giants come to die. The shipbreaking industry, valued at over $10 billion annually, operates largely outside public consciousness. Yet it serves as the crucial final act in the life cycle of tankers, cargo vessels, and luxury liners that once commanded the seas. In recent years, this hidden economy has swelled as pandemic winds forced countless cruise ships into early retirement. Imagine the challenge: dismantling a vessel designed to carry 2,000 passengers, where workers balance on narrow beams to saw off massive hull sections suspended perilously overhead. Millions in salvageable parts hang in the balance, but one misstep means disaster for workers and the environment alike. The epicenter of this dangerous dance lies in South Asia, where three titans of shipbreaking dominate the global landscape. On India's Gulf of Khambat stands the world's largest shipbreaking yard, Alang. Founded in 1983 by Captain Sundarasan, this industrial behemoth processes more than a third of the world's retired vessels. At its peak between 2011 and 2012, Alang's beach hummed with the dismantling of 415 ships annually, though recent years have seen this number decline to under 200. With assets valued at a staggering $110.6 billion, Alang recognized its need to evolve. A 2010 partnership between Japanese and Gujarat governments sought to modernize the yard to meet international standards, positioning it as the premier IMO-compliant recycling facility worldwide. But Alang's story isn't one of uninterrupted triumph. The yard has weathered storms of criticism over worker safety and environmental impact. In response, a multi-specialty hospital opened in 2019, offering immediate medical care to the yard's workforce. Famous vessels have met their end on Alang's shores. In 2004, the Regal V, once known as the Scandinavian Star, site of a catastrophic 1990 fire, surrendered to Alang's torches. More controversially, the French aircraft carrier Clemenceau's planned dismantling in 2005 ignited international outrage, forcing its return to French shores. 50 kilometers northwest of Karachi, Pakistan, stretches the Gadani shipbreaking yard, once the undisputed king of the industry. In its 1970s heyday, Gadani's 10-kilometer coastline vibrated with industrial energy as workers reduced maritime giants to scrap in mere weeks. Across 132 breaking plots, Gadani's army of laborers once processed over 1 million tons of steel yearly. Throughout the 1980s, this Pakistani giant outpaced all rivals, including India's Alang and Bangladesh's Chittagong. But Gadani's reign wouldn't last. Rising taxes, labor costs, and environmental regulations conspired to dethrone the champion. By the early 2000s, ship arrivals slowed to a trickle, and Gadani surrendered its crown. Disaster struck in November 2016, when an oil tanker explosion claimed at least 28 lives. The tragedy illuminated the yard's hazardous conditions, where workers faced death with minimal protection. Operations halted for months as safety concerns echoed across the industry. Though diminished, Gadani remains among the world's largest shipbreaking operations. Thousands still brave its dangers, transforming maritime giants into raw materials that fuel Pakistan's economy. Along Bangladesh's Bay of Bengal lies perhaps the most notorious of all breaking yards, Chittagong. This sprawling operation began almost by accident in the 1960s when a stranded Greek vessel was abandoned offshore. Local entrepreneurs, armed with little more than determination, dismantled it piece by piece, revealing a lucrative opportunity. Today, Chittagong's yard extends across nearly 15 kilometers of coastline. Its importance to Bangladesh can hardly be overstated. This single operation supplies over half the nation's steel demand. At peak performance, over 200 ships annually meet their end on these shores. Yet Chittagong's prosperity exacts a terrible price. Workers, often underpaid and underprotected, face extreme hazards as they navigate toxic chemicals, heavy metals, and constant explosion risks. International pressure has pushed for improved conditions, but progress comes slowly to this economic lifeline that employs tens of thousands. As environmental consciousness grows, innovation follows. Robotic cutting tools, enhanced protective equipment, and improved waste management are gradually transforming these industrial graveyards. While the demand for recycled ship materials ensures the industry's survival, the methods are evolving towards sustainability. These yards, chaotic and destructive as they appear, perform the essential task of recycling some of humanity's largest creations. They represent the necessary end of a maritime journey, where yesterday's ocean giants surrender their materials to build tomorrow's ships and skyscrapers. Ship-breaking yards may operate on the periphery of public awareness, but they stand at the center of a global recycling ecosystem worth billions. As reforms continue, these industrial crucibles will hopefully forge not just recycled steel, but a safer, greener future for the workers who daily dismantle history, one massive hull at a time. Thanks for watching. Until next time, remain curious.